Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your daily guide for inner child healing. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Now, before we dive in, I have a few quick reminders. Please like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps us spread the word, allowing us to continue to grow this community. Next, I'd like to introduce our Patreon group, where we have 3 weekly meetings. On Sundays, we have a meditation meeting. On Tuesdays, we have book club meeting. And on Thursdays, we have open topic discussions. These meetings take place at 6 p.m. CEST, so Amsterdam, Paris time. For my next announcement, I'd also like to introduce the Reparenting Daily journal, which you can find on Amazon. This journal follows along with the podcast, so each weekly and monthly themes are reflected in the journal. It provides space for you to keep your notes with plenty of extra resources on each topic to be discussed. It's an excellent tool, and if you purchase it, you can join our weekly meetings for free. Just send me an email and we'll get you linked in. For the last announcement, I'd like to introduce one of my most meaningful creative projects, a 3-volume series entitled Fairy Tales for Reparenting. Now, you might be wondering, why fairy tales? Aren't those just for kids? But through my personal healing journey and in studying the work of Carl Jung, Marie-Louise von Franz, and other spiritual and psychological traditions, I've come to see fairy tales as powerful symbolic maps for transformation. They carry deep, timeless wisdom, especially for those of us doing the hard work of reparenting ourselves. The series follows the structure of the hero's journey. Volume 1 explores the wounded child, stories of loss, betrayal, and innocence. Volume 3 is about the trials of endurance, cunning, and self-discovery. And Volume 3 is the return, stories of transformation, power, and wholeness. Each story is followed by journal prompts and space to reflect on how each story connects to your own inner healing journey. These are not just tales, they're tools. They're an invitation to connect with the part of you that still believes in magic and possibility and healing. You'll find both familiar classic and lesser-known stories from cultures around the world, offering you fresh insights and inspiration on your path. All 3 volumes are now available on Amazon. Your support means so much to me, not just for this project, but for the larger mission of helping myself and others reconnect inwardly. Reparenting is like nurturing a bonsai tree. It's not fast, it's not flashy, but with care, patience, and consistency, it will transform you. Thanks so much for being here and for supporting this work, and also for committing on your personal journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is a blog from Psych Central. It's entitled The Importance of Personal Boundaries. Just as a reminder, we're in July, and the theme for this month is establishing boundaries and assertiveness. We're in week 1, which is July 1st until the 7th, and the theme for this week is understanding the importance of boundaries. Personal boundaries help us state what is and what isn't acceptable to us. Setting boundaries has various benefits for promoting overall mental health and well-being. Boundaries can help you assert what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. Personal boundaries in relationships are necessary because you may feel resentful and exhausted without them. Many have found that setting boundaries improves your mental health and your mood. Without limits, it's hard to be self-aware and independent. If you go along with what everyone else says and does, and don't ever speak up for what you want to do, you're sacrificing your desires for other people. Boundaries are essential for maintaining your personal relationships. When you set boundaries, you may find your life much more fulfilling. What is a boundary, and why are boundaries important? A boundary is a rule or limit that you set with another person to express what you deem acceptable or unacceptable. When you build good boundaries with others, you state your needs and wants in an assertive but not aggressive way. You also may discuss things you don't like or feel comfortable with. Boundaries are important because you can feel taken advantage of or resentful without them. These are various other reasons why limits may be necessary. so you don't get walked over. Boundaries require assertiveness to be effective. If you have trouble expressing and speaking up for what you need, you may find yourself in spaces you don't want to be in. Research from 2017 defines interpersonal assertiveness as being able to stand up for your interest, even if they don't match up with the interests and desires of others. When you're assertive with others, you can take care of yourself and your needs. Assertiveness doesn't mean that you can't ever compromise, but compromising to the point that you aren't enjoying yourself or your life signals that you need to implement some boundaries so you avoid burnout. You may have heard people say that you're burnt out. Burnout is a type of mental, physical exhaustion caused by chronic stress. It may leave you feeling blue, having difficulty focusing or accomplishing tasks. The level of exhaustion you feel can come in many forms, simply from not setting boundaries. For example, if you start to take work at home and sacrifice your personal time to complete tasks for your job, this can be overwhelming because you aren't keeping boundaries between your work and professional life. Research suggests significant correlation between burnout and mental health challenges such as depression and anxiety. So, if you're experiencing burnout, it might be time to consider setting more limits so you can form and maintain healthy relationships. Your relationships with others can greatly benefit from healthy boundaries. When you set a healthy boundary in your relationship, you probably aren't resentful of the other because you're stating what you need and what you are okay with. Boundaries are necessary in relationships so you can have healthy balance of independence and dependence on each other. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back. Reparenting is about becoming the adult you always needed, and boundaries are the protective walls of your emotional home. If you grew up in an environment where your emotions and needs were ignored, shamed, or punished, you may have learned to equate love with self-sacrifice. But with boundaries, we lose ourselves and others' expectations. Learning to say it's okay, this is what's okay with me and this isn't, is how we begin to reclaim our right to exist, have needs, and feel safe in our own life. Boundaries are not walls that shut people out. They're bridges that teach others how to treat us. When we set healthy limits, we prevent resentment, burnout, and emotional exhaustion. We no longer stretch ourselves to meet everyone else's demands while we silently suffer. Instead, we create a space to know ourselves, rest when we need to, and engage in relationships that honor our full humanity. That is what self-respect in action looks like. And it's the ultimate act of reparenting. As we go into the journal prompts today, number 1, where in my life do I feel overextended, drained, resentful? What boundary might help protect my energy there? Number 2, what beliefs did I learn in childhood about saying no? How have those beliefs impacted my ability to set boundaries? And number 3, what would it look like? What would my life look like if I consistently honored my needs and set healthy boundaries? How would I be feeling? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.